You know, there's a line that separates those who make it and those who don't. And it's not talent. It's not luck. It's something far simpler and far more powerful. It's the day you decide to stop blaming the weather and start building a better umbrella. Let me tell you about a young man I once knew, 25 years old, working a job he didn't like, living paycheck to paycheck. Every Friday night, same routine. He'd meet his buddies at the local diner, and they'd all sit around complaining. The economy, the boss, the government, the system. And you know what? They had good reasons. The boss was difficult. The economy wasn't great. But here's what I noticed. 5 years later, 10 years later, those same guys were sitting in that same booth, having the same conversation, same complaints, same excuses, same life. Now, I'm not here to tell you that life is fair. It isn't. I'm not here to tell you that circumstances don't matter. They do. But I am here to tell you something that changed my life when I finally understood it. You are responsible. Not for what happens to you, but for what you do about what happens to you. That's the difference. That's the line. See, here's what most people do. They spend their whole lives building a case for why things didn't work out, why they're not where they want to be. And the evidence is compelling. The job market, the bad break, the childhood, the economy, the person who did them wrong. All true, all valid. But here's the problem with building that case. While you're building your case, you're not building your life. Let me say that again. While you're gathering evidence for why you can't, you're losing time you could spend on figuring out how you can. Now, I've learned something over the years. Blame is expensive. It costs you your power. It costs you your progress. It costs you your future. Every time you point a finger outward, you hand over control of your life to someone or something else. You become a leaf in the wind. And leaves don't decide where they go. They just blow wherever the wind takes them. Is that what you want? To be blown around by circumstances? By other people's decisions? By the economy? By yesterday? I'm guessing not. So here's what you do instead. You take responsibility. Not 50%, not 80%, 100%. Now, let me be clear. This doesn't mean everything is your fault. There's a difference between fault and responsibility. Fault is about the past. Responsibility is about the future. Someone cuts you off in traffic. That's their fault. But how you respond, that's your responsibility. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose where you were born. You didn't choose the economy you grew up in. None of that is your fault. But what you do from here, that's on you. Here's what I've discovered. The moment you accept 100% responsibility for your life, everything changes. Suddenly, you're not a victim anymore. You're a participant. You're in the game. Let me give you an example. I knew a woman, single mother, 2 kids, working 2 jobs. She had every reason to complain. Every reason to say, "Life dealt me a bad hand." But she didn't. She said, "This is my hand. Now, how do I play it well?" She started reading books during her lunch break, 30 minutes a day. She started listening to educational tapes in the car. She started investing in herself, not money, because she didn't have much, but time and attention. 5 years later, she had a new career. 10 years later, she owned her own business. 20 years later, her kids graduated from college. Same circumstances, different philosophy. See, she understood something powerful. You can't change the wind, but you can adjust your sails. That's responsibility. That's power. Now, here's where it gets practical. Taking responsibility isn't just a nice idea. It's a daily practice. It's a series of small decisions that compound over time. It's saying, I'm responsible for my health, and then taking a walk instead of sitting on the couch. It's saying, I'm responsible for my mind, and then reading 10 pages instead of scrolling for an hour. It's saying, I'm responsible for my attitude, and then choosing gratitude instead of complaint. Small things, simple things. But here's what I've learned in all my years. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You can't think your way into a better life. You can't wish your way there. You have to do your way there. One day at a time. One decision at a time. Let me give you the formula. It's simple, but it works. Daily disciplines create weekly progress. Weekly progress creates monthly results. Monthly results create yearly transformation. But it starts with a decision. A decision to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have. You want to change your life? Start here. Take responsibility for your education. Don't wait for someone to teach you. Teach yourself. 30 minutes a day. Read. Listen. Learn. Take responsibility for your health. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. Maintain it. Move it. Feed it well. Take responsibility for your relationships. Stop waiting for people to reach out. You reach out. You call. You care. You invest. Take responsibility for your finances, not by making more, although that helps, but by managing what you have. Save a little. Invest a little. Learn about money. Take responsibility for your attitude. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. Choose your response. Guard your mind. These aren't complicated, but they're powerful. Because here's the truth. Success is a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Failure is a few errors in judgment, repeated every day. The choice is yours. Now, let me share something I've learned about life. Life has seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. You can't change the seasons. Winter will come whether you like it or not. But you can prepare for winter. See, successful people don't complain about winter. They prepare for it. They gather during summer. They store during fall. So when winter comes, they're ready. That's responsibility. It's understanding that hard times will come, and instead of being surprised by them, you're prepared for them. It's knowing that opportunity has seasons too. And when spring comes, when your moment arrives, you're ready to plant. You've got seeds, you've got tools, you've got skills. Most people miss their spring because they spent their summer sleeping. They miss their harvest because they never planted. But not you. Not anymore. Because you understand. You are responsible for preparing for the seasons. You're responsible for building your ark before it rains, for sharpening your axe before you need to cut, for developing your skills before the opportunity shows up. That's wisdom. That's foresight. That's taking responsibility. So let me leave you with this. Today is a new day, and with it comes a choice. You can keep building your case for why life isn't fair. You can keep pointing fingers. You can keep waiting for someone to rescue you, for conditions to improve, for luck to find you. Or you can take responsibility. You can say, from this day forward, I am the architect of my life. I am the author of my story. I am the captain of my ship. Not because you're better than anyone else, not because you have all the answers, but because you've decided that your life is too important to leave in someone else's hands. Listen to me. You have more power than you think, more potential than you realize. more capability than you've been using. But that power is activated by one decision: the decision to take full responsibility for your health, your wealth, your relationships, your knowledge, your happiness, your future, all of it, 100%. Is it easy? No. Is it fair? Sometimes not. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the excuses. You won't remember the reasons why you couldn't. You'll remember what you built, what you became, what you did with the time you were given. So start today. Start now, not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect. Now. Take one small step, read one page, make one call, take one walk, make one better choice, and then tomorrow, do it again. Because that's how lives change. Not all at once, but one decision at a time, one day at a time, one responsibility at a time. You've got this. You've always had this. You just needed to remember. So go build your life, take responsibility, and watch what happens. Your future is waiting, and it's brighter than you think.